get some sound working. And I'm waiting on Tami to show up, so I've got a phone so I can see your messages. So somebody gives me a thumbs up, tell me that we can hear me, please, so we know we're going. And I think I've got a TV. Oh, yeah, okay. I got a TV in the background, looks like it's working. Good deal. So I'm going to start this first part by talking about, we've got Dana Halls with us. Hi, Dana. Good to have you with us. I know Fashion Forward Mum's with us because she's always there, and she always gives me a thumbs up because she knows what she's doing. Nacho Line's with us. She says, let's go. We're going to go. Nacho, always good to see you here too. You always give us great information. We've got Dope Boys with us. Good evening, he says, and good evening back to you. Who else have we got here? We're waiting for some other people to come on board. Okay, so I thought I'd start this off by, and I've talked about this before, so this is kind of, you know, a little bit of old stuff, but I think it's important. Stacey Willis is with us. Good to see you, Stacey. So Dope Boys has got standard poodles in 8 weeks. Turn 8 weeks and 2 days. Oh, good, right. Well, they're getting. So, what kind of size is a standard poodle now at 2 months old? I'm guessing that dog's probably what, 8 pounds? Am I off on that? I'd like to know, because we've got a standard poodle, and that standard poodle is now 9 months old and weighs 45 pounds. She's a girl. And Tami announced when she got that dog, she said to me, it won't be a big dog. That dog's only going to be about 42 pounds fully grown. And I'm like, yeah, you got that wrong. Yeah, okay. Dope Boy, they have a bad habit of eating their poop. But I want to talk about that too. So let's just get into this poop situation. So, no. So this, Tami just showed up, good, with the horse. Hey, Gooch. Somebody's having one of those dogs, got some 8-week-old versions of those dogs. They've got, Dope Boy's got 8-week-old versions of this right here. Oh, yeah? Yes. You see her running around in the background there. It's a big old dog. Rhonda Lee's with us. Hi, Rhonda. Good to see you with us. So, yeah, this poop situation, I mean, I think that of all the things that I think give us grief in raising a litter of puppies in that first 8 weeks is poop. And all the problems that occur through intestinal problems with things like Giardia and Coccidia. And so I think that understanding how to diagnose this and get on top of it early is important. So first off, with newborn puppies, I think they're too young to have got any kind, they could have got intestinal parasites from mum, but they've not developed yet. And that's one of the reasons, by the way, that we start our first wormies at 2 weeks with a product like Parental Paomate. I buy this on Amazon. It's dirt cheap by that way. The other way that you can buy this is Nemex 2, a hell of a lot more expensive. You can get that from your vet. A lot more expensive, but it's exactly the same thing. So we start giving that at 2 and 4 weeks for one dosage at 2 weeks, one dosage at 4 weeks, because you remember that mum should have been wormed 10 days before birth with fendobendazole, Safeguard, Panicure, all the same thing, to knock out any worms that she's going to pass on through her milk. She is going to have worms, but she's got them under control with her immune system. So although they're present, they don't affect her, but they can absolutely affect the puppies. So this gets to be a huge problem with this whole puppy thing, because it's such a problem with cleaning up poop, diarrhea, puppies that aren't putting weight on. All of these things get to be a problem. Have you found? Get to be a problem. So the first thing is, how do you diagnose these problems? Well, look, people say to me, well, my puppies, they're only 5 days old and they've got green poop or they've got yellow poop and it's runny poop. It's like, don't worry about it. It's probably fine. Thank you. Probably fine. Gotta get this phone set up here. It's probably fine. Really, the problems start showing up when puppies are, 3 weeks old, especially when they're starting to get weaned at 4.5, 5 weeks old. That's really the problem. So so you should have been worming. If you're not worming, you're making a mistake. If you say, oh, I'm not worming because I've got them in my house and I don't have a worm problem, you're missing the point, because mum does have worms. They're a very small amount, but they're still there, and those can multiply in puppies. So if you haven't had problems with Giardia or Coccidia, I promise you at some point you will. I mean, you can have 2 litters in a row and have no problems at all, and all of a sudden you have a litter that's just squirting poop out all over the place. And then you sort that out, and the next litter's fine, and the next one has it again. It's just funny how this thing shows up, and it's very prevalent. And I promise you, if you don't do this, if you don't start treating properly with regular wormies, you are going to run problems. So now, what happens if you still have this runny poop situation? Puppies are 4 weeks old, and you're seeing some runny poop. Typically, with either Giardia or Coccidia, what you're going to see is kind of a mucousy poop. Might smell metallic, and it'll be blood flecked. It'll have blood in it. It'll have smudges of blood in it. Not just lots of blood. I mean, if you've got lots of blood, you've got probably got a really bad infestation. But for me, the signs that you've got either Coccidia or Giardia is you've got runny poop, and you've got it's mucousy, and it's got blood in it, and it probably smells metallic. And what do? You need to find out what you're going to treat with, because you treat differently for Coccidia than you do for Giardia. So Giardia is a protozoa. It's very, very small. It's hard. What the dogs will do is they do what they call a flotation. They take some Epsom salts, mix it up in water to make the specific gravity of the water higher. They take some of the poop, they mix it up in that water. They fill the whole little shot glass, kind of whatever the container is, completely so it's got a little kind of meniscus on the top. They put a slide over the top of it, leave it for a few hours. It's called a flotation test. Then they look at that under a microscope and they look for the protozoa. It's so small, it's hard to see it, and they miss it a lot. There is a lot better way, in my opinion, of doing that, and that is to go get a Giardia test. We sell a number of different tests, including one of them that's Giardia. It's so easy to do, it's so inexpensive, and it is so stinking reliable. If it comes up positive on this test, your dogs have got Giardia, and you need to start treating for it. So what do you start treating for? The normal treatment would be, and here it is, this is tablets I got from my vet. I got to pronounce, I always get it spelled, so metronidazole. I always pronounce it wrong. Metronidazole. If you can see that there, it's old stuff. It's a tablet. You give that orally. You give that for about 8 to 10 days. It's a bit rough on them, so you don't want to give this if you don't need to. Yeah, Naturalized says Metro. That's right. You can buy this, by the way, as no, Naturalized talking about Albon. That is different. That is for Coccidia. We're going to talk about that here in a moment. This is the treatment for Giardia. Now, Safeguard, Panicure, fenbendazole does knock it down too, but not anywhere near as effectively. If you've been doing this, and you do this for 3 days in a row, chances are that you'll cut it down its tracks. But if you don't, then it's time to start doing this. Start using metronidazole. If you do the test with this, and it doesn't come up positive, then I'm going to say almost certainly you've got Coccidia. And the treatment for Coccidia is Albon. So you give this for 8 days. Or you could have been pre-treating with, I'll pronounce this wrong, tolterzuril. This is an off-label use that is for horses. And I use this at 2 weeks and 4 weeks. And if I start to have Coccidia treatment, I give it for 3 days. Otherwise, just give it once, 2 weeks, or once at 4 weeks. It helps stop Coccidia before it ever gets started. But if you don't do this, what's going to happen? Puppies be skinny. They don't put on weight very well. I mean, I guess you can lose a puppy over this. I've never had it happen to me, and I don't think I've ever know of anybody who's actually got to the point where puppies have died over this. But if you let it go on long enough, then certainly you could end up having a problem with it. Okay. So let's see what we've got for questions. Give me a couple of seconds here. I'll get logged in on Tammy's phone. And I've got the wrong password. There we go. Here we go. All right, let's see what you're all asking. Let's look through some questions here. So Dope Boy says, they poop solid, no green, bad habit of eating poop. I've been deworming them twice so far. Yeah, so this is the other part about this, of course, is this, puppies have this bad habit. They learn it from mum, I think, is where it starts from. Mum's been cleaning them up for the first 3 weeks of their life. No, magically the poop disappears. There's no poop in there. There's a few stains on the pee pads. Mum's eating it all, disgusting as it is, but that's what she does. and it stops them from eating it. And but the problem is, I think they learn. I mean, I don't know if they have a penchant to really enjoying eating poop. Some people say that dogs eat poop because they're not getting the right nutrients. I think some dogs just like eating poop. I think some dogs, you break them of the habit. Some dogs, they just like eating poop. So one thing I'd say, and of course now we're coming to me trying to sell you a product, is our poop trays are absolutely magical in this. We put these in there with puppies when they first get weaned. I've got 3 different sizes. And this is designed so the spacing is big enough that their poop falls through, but close enough together that they can walk on this, and it's very thin, and they get up on it. And it's magical how well this works. In the first 24 hours, 99% of the poop is landing in this. And if it lands in this, it falls down below and they can't get to it. And that is a big, 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 big step towards not having them eating the poop that's going to give them giardia and coccidia and all the other intestinal problems. And hopefully you get them on the track where they're not learning to eat poop, because that's, I can tell you, cleaning up poop, I hate it. Just watching it just disgusts me. And now that we've been using this for the last year and a half, by the way, this one you can see how it works. I'll just open it up here. It just basically closes the tray that closes. You can put a paper towel in here. It closes. It's very quick. Now, all of a sudden, a number of things happen. They're not eating the poop because they can't get to it. Great. You're not cleaning poop up all over the place. Number 2 win. Number 3, you're not replacing pee pads every 3 hours because they're just indiscriminately crapping all over the place. They will crap on that. It's magical. I can't explain why it works so well, but it absolutely does. Okay, so now I've preached on long enough about this. Let's go back to the questions. All right. So look what we've got going here. Frenchy Frenzy. Hello, James and Tami from Shelley at Frenchy Frenzies. Getting close to breeding time with Mando and Mickey Blue. Oh, good. Oh, great. So you're going to use one of Cody's studs, or 2 of Cody's studs by the sound of it. Good for you. So remember, anybody who uses Cody's studs, every single female that's produced can come back and for their life of that puppy and get half-price breedings. And all the offspring that are produced that are females from that will also get half-price breedings. So that goes on to your customers who adopt dogs from you as well. It's really a great deal that Cody's got going. All right, so we talked about Dope Boy eating poop. Kia says, my Frenchie litter is due October the 2nd, so you're getting close on this. I have your incubator small, and after born, how long should I keep them inside and at what temperature? So the incubator, you want to set it up to 38 degrees centigrade. It doesn't read in Fahrenheit, it only reads in centigrade, which is about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It sounds awfully hot, but remember, this does not heat the air up, it heats the floor up. So the heat that the puppies get is not because the air is hot, it's because the floor is warm. It's like having an electric blanket. So that's a great temperature. The secret to this is when you put puppies in any incubator, including ours, check on them after 15, 20 minutes. Make sure they're not panting like crazy or trying to climb up the walls. If they are, you've got it too hot, turn it down a notch, crack the lid open. We use that always to put puppies in after they've been born from C-section to bring them home. But we do not leave them in there like you're talking about for the next 3 weeks. We leave mom and babies together 24/7. We do not separate them unless we've got sick puppies. So to do that, you have to have a safe environment. I don't want to go start trying to sell you more products because I feel like a used car salesman here. But the answer is our heated whelping system is magical in this respect too, because it gives puppies and mom a safe environment where they want to be, and things just go beautifully well. All right. Dope Boy, they're pooping solid, no green, bad habit of eating poop. Yes, so I would recommend go get our poop tray. I think you're going to find it really helps you. We've got a special going on. You can buy a medium and a large and get a small thrown in for free, $29 value. To buy a medium and a large with a small thrown in for free with the FedEx shipping, I think these days is coming to, for most places, $108. All in, you get 3 of them, $108. So it's not very expensive. The important thing is not that it's not very expensive. It fixes this huge problem. All right. Natural Line says Metro or Albon. Metro for Giardia, Albon or Brazil for Coccidia. How many times should a 5-week-old litters eat? And the answer is, what Tami does is typically, and Tami, can you hear me, Tami? Yes. At 5 weeks, are you feeding your puppies twice in the mornings and the evenings? Five weeks, she just leaves food out. She just leaves the food out. Let them get on with it. She doesn't start to regulate their food. I think when you start regulating the food at about 8 weeks, here she comes. So someone's asking, they're saying, how often should they feed the puppies at 5 weeks?
You never know at 5 weeks unless you have a singleton. You know exactly how much to feed. And but if you've got a group of 5 puppies, you have no idea who's getting more than the others, so you just let them free feed. That way, if the one that doesn't eat is a finicky eater, will get its share by the end of the day. So I would say half a cup 3 times a day when they're way young.
Are you worried about some puppies getting too fat and big?
Not with my kibble. Right. I'm not.
Yeah. So they just so basically you use.
So my Life Abundance puppy, which we sell on small breed puppy, is what we sell on our website as well, My Breeder Supply, and of course the adult. But I feel like that it just kind of maintains what they're eating.
So what you start with is you start with more of a mushy situation when you start at 4 weeks or 5 weeks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You start drying that out over the next.
Yeah, you just don't know how much one puppy's getting than the other.
And you don't care.
You don't care.
The secret to this, by the way, is where your puppy is, right? I mean, for us...
If you see the puppy gaining a lot of weight, then slack off. But it's not just one puppy. It's several. What are you looking for?
I want to turn that TV down. It's kind of annoying.
Oh, okay. So do you have the controls there?
The controls here.
Yeah, here it is. I found it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, why don't you just turn that all the way down? That's just annoying. So... when we start weaning puppies, typically we're past the point where we're worried about them losing weight. And so as long as puppies they're acclimating to the new environment, the new food, then we don't weigh puppies unless they are obviously not gaining weight or they're in distress. And then we pay close attention to that. Otherwise, Tami says, what you just heard, free feed, let them just get on with it.
Yeah, they're little puppies. They're not nursing on mama every 2 hours or more.
Or not at all.
Right. So they need to eat. But yeah, when you're weaning them, you do the mushy feeding.
So Jay says, how do dogs catch these illnesses? We're talking about Giardia and coccidia and all the other things. How do they catch it?
Flies. So from nose to nose, being around the other puppies, they're just going to catch it. I don't know where you stop it.
I think that you have to be very consistent about cleaning the poop and getting the poop away.
Definitely.
Cleaning the area with new pee pads.
That's kind of a...
If you're using this, it'll cut that down a whole bunch, where you're just basically emptying this out once or twice a day.
But if you just leave it in the pen, you're going to get sick puppies.
Yeah.
You've got to keep that pen where they're at in their bedding area, their play area, all cleaned up. Their toys cleaned up. Wash them in the wash machine with your towels or your bedding. I use the baking soda and peroxide and bleach with my Tide. If you want to use the is it bacon hammer? Arm & Hammer? Baking soda bathing stuff, you can do that too. But I just do the extra just to get it all nice and clean. But I throw the toys in there as well. And
Time is a stick on keeping things clean. And it works.
Yeah, I wipe down my crates all the time. Every change, I take the Lysol wipes and I'm cleaning each little bar. And
we're talking about between litters now. Every change, right? This last litter, how many problems you had this last litter?
I did not. The very last week, somebody got a little bit of a loose stool and we nipped it in the bud real quick.
What we did when that happened is we gave 3 days of this.
Fender Bendazole Safeguard,
right? And
3 days in a row.
And we gave a couple of days of the throat Brazil as well. And I mean, that wiped it out.
Yeah,
it all went away.
Yeah, but the litter before that, gosh, it was like 3 weeks of fighting.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
It wasn't awful, but it was there, wasn't it?
Yes,
It was there,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yes.
And let me tell you, you will know the difference because the puppies will poop a lot more. You'll notice there's a lot more poop in your tray, and they're just pooping everywhere. So there's something going on. Plus that smell. You'll know the smell difference for sure.
Well, I think if they get it, they're going to be pooping a lot because they've got irritated bowels.
That's what I just said.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
And the smell.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the smell. So describe the smell to us. What do you?
Clean his ears out.
I'm reading this as well.
Okay.
It's like,
if I had it, I could read it for you.
Well, I've had it if you want to. So, well, here we go. So Notchaline says, my puppies like to poop once a day. You're lucky. That's all I can say on that.
Ah.
I think all puppies, they.
Well, the longer you leave the food out and they're just free eating, by the time they're 7 weeks old, you could probably start taking the bowl away from them at noon, put it back in there at 2, and then take it back out at 3, put it back in there at 6, and then take it away. Don't give it to them anymore. That'll slow the poop down too.
So what do you tell your customers when a customer picks a puppy up at 10 weeks? What do you tell them about the feeding? What do you tell them to do?
I tell them that I always send a little bag of food, of our food, so they can switch it over to whatever they're eating if they don't use the Life Abundance small breed puppy.
So that's a good point. Why do you do that?
Well, because Frenchies are known for real sensitive stomachs. You switch a puppy drastically on a different puppy food, you're going to have problems. They're going to have runny mess. They are not going to be a happy puppy.
You stressed them out with a one-day trip somewhere in a different environment.
Different smells.
Without their litter mates. And then you give them a different food. You're asking for problems. So what Tami does
is do the first day that you take a new puppy home with you, the first day, give it its regular food, about 3/4 of a cup, let it eat its regular food the first day. And if you're wanting to switch over, then the second day do half of your food and then the food that I send, the Life Abundance, do half. And then the next day do a little less each day until you go right into your new dog food.
So Fashion Forward Mum says she had a puppy that died of coccidia. So I said I'd never heard of actually dying, but there you go. So
if it's not taken care of ASAP,
right. So here's a good question that people can answer this. John Milo says AKC Marketplace has produced 2 sales from 5 litters because Jay said, somebody else said, yes. Dope Boy said.
I haven't heard from him in a while.
Is there?
John Malone.
Yeah, he's there. Puppy is sold, but I still have 2 puppies for sale. Do you recommend posting on AKC Marketplace?
Oh, you can. But,
so you've never done it?
I've never done it. I've just done it on Facebook groups.
So I would say all of you who are listening, if you've used AK Marketplace, let us know what you think about it. So we don't use AK Marketplace. What Tami does is, well, I put stuff up on YouTube. We put stuff up on our website. And you spend quite a bit of time on social media, don't you? Tell us about that a little bit.
Just on social media?
What do you use?
Well, I use the groups that are on there, Facebook groups.
Right. And you've got to be careful on Facebook.
Yes, you cannot say for sale, and you cannot put the price of the puppy, and you can't say needs a new home. You've got to be creative with it.
What can you say?
Look at my new puppies.
Look at my new puppies.
Look at this puppy. Isn't he just awesome?
And then you can put a phone number in there?
No.
Well, how do they contact you? Through Facebook?
Through Facebook.
Gotcha. Right.
You can't put your phone number on there.
Okay, so
different rules with different groups. So make sure you look and see.
If you violate their rules, what happens?
They don't put you on there.
You get put in.
Oh, that's on Facebook.
You get put in Facebook jail.
I haven't heard very much Facebook jail in a long time. I think enough people complained about it because
if you get put in Facebook,
there were people that were getting put in Facebook jail.
If you get put in Facebook jail, does somebody come around to your house?
No.
Does a policeman knock on your door and say, you're in Facebook jail? No. What happens?
No, they just take you off of Facebook.
They just don't let you post. Right. And then for how long?
Oh, it could be 3 to 5 days.
Okay. So you get a warning kind of thing. Do you get a warning first? Or they just say, nah, 5 days in jail? Yeah, okay. So
next thing you know, you're
so it's like Monopoly. You don't pass go, you go to jail, you don't get your $200.
But it's been a while, so.
Yes, yes. Jay says, do you think a 50-pound pocket bully could have a natural birth instead of a C-section? So I think that's a question that, so we are not pocket bullies, so we don't know the specifics of pocket bullies. I suspect that it might be dangerous, but I would say other people here.
If it's a 50-pound?
50-pound.
Or 15-pound?
50.
Okay.
I think there's a hope for it.
I think there's a hope for it too. It's a pretty big dog. I think bigger dogs are easier to give birth to, but it depends on the stud that you use.
If it
How
was a
big
35
is the head?
If it was a
If the heads are real big, then
Yes.
you need to make sure you have her checked out to see if she's able to.
So if it was a 35-pound, which would be a huge French bulldog, but if it's and they are 35 pounds sometimes, would you say it's okay to have a 35-pound?
You could have a 35-pound dog and she not be correct and where she delivers.
Absolutely, I think that's exactly the right answer.
You need to have it checked out by the vet.
What I would do in all these cases is have a pre-birth X-ray done about 5 days before and look and see how many puppies, so you know what's coming down the pike, whether maybe there's...
Or before she's even pregnant.
Well, I don't think that's going to help, man. I mean, what are you going to do in that? Look for the space on the hips? I don't think that's going to do much.
Okay.
I mean, I think more the issue here is if you're going to have a live birth, you need to know how many puppies are coming and whether maybe there's... Look, a dog's nice and pregnant. Is that like 2 big dogs or 7 small ones? 7 small ones will pass, 2 big ones won't. So I think that, go spend the $50, have an X-ray done, and then talk to other people. Maybe other people will comment on this, but I can tell you, without doing the prep work, you're asking for problems.
You always can run into a problem of a puppy being sideways, and you're going to have to know how to turn a puppy. There's puppies that are born breech. It's just some of the dangers that you take in on doing natural births.
Yeah, right. And I mean, if you're going to do a natural birth, then you need to make sure you got all the right equipment. Things like gloves and Vaseline and hemostats. And
a vet on standby.
Yeah, exactly. All these kind of things.
Early morning vet standby.
Right. So
if you do emergency one, that's going to be...
Kia, who commented on having our incubator, which we appreciate, says, I also purchased your oxygen concentrator. If, when, or why should I use it? No, we just sold that to you so we could make money. That's the reason for that. So Tami, when do you want to put a puppy on oxygen?
If it's having problems, turning blue. If it's gasping for air.
Absolutely. So with first signs of a puppy maybe has got pneumonia, aspirated milk, got pneumonia, is it's doing this really... kind of opening its mouth up and doing maybe even squeaky noises, or it's gasping.
Just gasping.
Incubator immediately. Any puppy that has any signs of having pneumonia should go in the incubator. Any puppy that's very frail, you've got a litter of 5 puppies, 4 of them weigh 20 ounces and one of them only weighs 8. That's the one that may need to be in the incubator. I mean, if the puppy, what I do is this: I put my finger in a puppy's mouth. If it's sucking, warm and moist, it probably doesn't need to be in an incubator. If it's cold, it needs to be an incubator. If it's not nursing, sucking, it needs to be an incubator and tube fed. So, when do you need an incubator? Hopefully, only to transport puppies home from the vet. But, Pixie.
We got pictures and videos of Pixie for her birthday, and she is doing fantastic. She just looks beautiful. But that little puppy got down to 4 ounces.
Yeah.
Little tiny thing.
I think the puppy's gonna make it.
And we thought we were gonna lose a puppy.
Yep.
So James worked way hard in the night and early morning hours for that puppy.
For about 10 days.
And we didn't let her go home till she was almost 6 months old.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's thriving. She's beautiful.
Beautiful.
She's about 15, 17 pounds now.
Yeah. Just a year old. Just
when I saw the pictures of her the first time, I said, "Oh, she's too fat." Because she was so little. Yes. So she's lost some weight. She looked really good when we got the pictures of her for her birthday.
So Castle Hill Lab says, I agree with John Mallow regarding AKC Marketplace. It's okay, but I only get maybe 1 or 2 good folks per litter. So there you go. So I think the problem with AKC Marketplace is it's a big field with a lot of other dogs there for sale. And so... at least people know you've got AKC dogs, as opposed to places like, Find a Puppy and Puppy Find, those kind of places that have just got hundreds and hundreds of dogs and you're just noise. You're lost in all the noise. But I don't think it's very expensive.
But there's groups on Facebook that's just strictly Frenchies, so
yeah.
I would hit there.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yes. And they tend to be more local to you. So now, this is another thing. Is where are you marketing your puppies? If your puppies are being sold all over the United States, then marketplace, the AKC is great. Marketplace, probably not so much, or is that not true?
Marketplace, I wouldn't. It's more for to get scammed.
Oh, okay, not Mark, but AKC.
AKC, yeah.
But what about the Facebook one? It's not marketplace. It's like groups.
all different kinds of groups of Frenchie groups.
Gotcha.
You've got your full fluffies, you got your fluffy carriers, you've got your pinks exotics, you've got your, hairless, you've got your, oh my Lord, I could go on forever on different groups but you can advertise on there.
Frenchie Frenzy, I can't say that. Can you say Frenchie Frenzy?
Frenchie Frenzy.
Good. Frenchie Frenzy KC. Are you going to show off them babies tonight? And I would really like to see the adorable little Beyonce. So the answer is the other 3.
Oh, let me tell you, I had 2 litters of 11 pups. 2 litters. Yeah. 2 litters. Not 1 litter, but 2 litters. I had somebody say, wow, that was a lot of puppies that female had. I had 2 litters. 2 people were new people that I sold those to. The rest of them were my past customers.
Already got dogs of ours. We love that.
Repeat customers. Out of 11, 2 went to new customers. The 9, well, of course I kept 1. And so I guess you'd say 8.
So the question then, Tami, is how do you get repeat customers?
Well, you do a good job of being honest.
Well, and you do a good job of raising beautiful puppies.
Yes.
That have got great pedigrees and great structure.
Right.
And you really care about your dogs. And you have a passion for what you're doing. You do. You have a passion for what you're doing. And you follow up on everything. And yeah. So, I mean, you do a great job at it, Tami. I mean, I think we both do a great job, but you do a really good job at this. So,
well, we love our babies.
Absolutely, you love them.
And we're not in it for money. Yes, we like the money part, but we also want to make sure that they're going to excellent homes, people that really take an interest in raising puppies and even raising puppies for themselves as well.
Yes.
Getting into the French Bulldog.
Absolutely, yes. In fact, it's funny, we went to an estate sale today.
We ran into
and we picked some stuff up that we bought the other day. Yeah. And a guy, we were loading up a pickup, and I was helping them actually put a TV in there, and he said, "Are you James?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "We got a couple of puppies from you here about 10 years ago." Yeah. And so then we had a conversation about how they were now doing great in the Frenchie world, and it was really a good feeling. So, anyway.
I'll go get Beyonce.
Okay. And while you're doing that, I'll answer the next question. Yeah. When will you have another litter? And the answer is, we have a co-owned dog with my dental hygienist.
Well, you say co-own. It's,
Yeah, it's a co-owned. So she's close to us, and she's had 2 of our dogs. She's had 3 of our dogs now. They're in a house with her, and one of them, Coco. We bred her for the first time about 7 months ago. It didn't take. Well, a bit more than that. Anyway, she is now halfway through a pregnancy, confirmed with 3 or 4 puppies.
Come here.
So the answer is our next litter is coming up. They're Mando babies, so there'll be some moles.
Play some soft music.
All of them will be full fluffies, and those puppies will be here. I think. Let's see. I forget the date now. About a month from now, anyway. So the answer is yes. We've got all of our other girls, our other 3 girls. Nobody's come back in heat, so that's going to be it for a bit.
Well, and Cody's got a litter.
Cody has a litter. Yes.
Cody has a litter. Oh my gosh. I saw them when I went to Elk City, the litter that Cody has. They are beautiful little bully puppies. They're merles, full fluffies, and he's waiting to see who has pink. And he's got 1 girl in there and 3 boys. And you talk about beautiful heads, nice thick bodies, real nice big in the shoulders, and they're 5 weeks old.
Okay.
They're beautiful.
Hey, it's what I like about 5-week-old puppies. You can see what they're doing.
Here is Beyonce. Say, look at me and a pretty girl.
She is just a loving little dog.
Yes, she is.
She has been away from her siblings for the last few days.
She's doing good.
And she's got to meet Gucci, our standard poodle, and they are getting to be buddies. In fact, she's not scared at all.
No.
We have to be a little careful that Gucci doesn't step on her.
Gucci's feet are so big.
She could step on her because she just wants to go up there and get all over her.
Yes.
But she is a.
I need to name her another name, like a fashion name, like Gucci's. So
yes, she is.
She's a new shade, Rojo and Tan, full fluffy, and carries pink.
Nice
both versions of
dog.
chocolate,
Nice.
testable chocolate.
Got some good, what we call good bone.
Yeah.
She's not, she's compact, but she's not weak. When I say weak, I mean skinny, lanky. No,
she's very short and nice and cobby.
But at the same time, she's not going to be a huge dog. I mean, I think she's probably going to be.
She's a Willy Wonka granddaughter because her mama Sophia, love my Sophia, is a Willy Wonka daughter.
Yes.
So her granddaddy is Willy Wonka. Yeah, and her daddy is Husky Supreme. And those are the kind of puppies that Cody has, but they're Merles, a Husky Supreme, and the mama is a Merle. And she's beautiful. And those Merles are a Harlequin Tweed Merle. Just beautiful.
So there's a fluffy.
They've got the curls on the coat.
Yeah. There's a shout out to Dustin and Christina Puckett.
Yes.
They're here in Oklahoma City. We've known them for a long time. I think we kind of really gotten started on the whole thing, really. It was us many years ago.
Yeah. Well, we helped them a lot.
We helped them a lot.
Yeah.
But now they're really doing, gangbusters, and they're producing some really pretty dogs.
Yeah.
So we see them on a regular basis, and they're partly responsible. I think that I like Sophia, who's the Willy Wonka daughter. I think she's a nicer dog too. So far.
And that's from Mo.
That's from Mo.
Yeah,
right, Mo down in Houston.
Yeah.
Mo's a good guy. Yeah. There's people you get to meet in this business, and it's not to say that not everybody's good guys. But
the other puppies that we had from in NBA, that was Leland and Leland Finn, and that was another good breeding, beautiful puppies.
Yes.
So we got some good people here in Oklahoma.
Yes. Ramona Van, what kind of folic acid do you use or prenatal vitamins? My mini poodle is going into heat next month, and I want to get her all that she needs to produce a healthy litter. So the question gets to be is there a difference in folic acid, like maybe folic acid that you buy for humans versus ones that is in vitamins for dogs? And the answer is it's all the same thing. It's folic acid. Got the hiccups?
Yes, I got the hiccups.
It's all folic acid. So 5 milligrams per day from the moment you breed them until they whelp. And it's most important to get this at the beginning first month than it is the back month. But if you're late on it, start. Don't stop. But don't start giving it before you'd mate, and don't give it after they've whelped. But in that 2-month period, every day, 5 milligrams. If you go look at things like Oxymate, Oxymama, those products do have folic acid in it, but it's a very small amount. It's 0.8 of a gram or 800 micrograms. 0.8 of a gram. We're saying 5 milligrams. Sorry, 0.8. It's 800 micrograms, which is 0.8 of a milligram, and you need 5 milligrams, which is like 8 times as much. So don't rely on just those things. And then, Tammy, you get a regular vitamin. Where do you buy those at?
Well, we have it on mybreedersupply.com. Okay. We've got vitamins there as well. Go to our website and look. Do we have any sales going on?
I don't think so. You need to hit Cody up. Needs to do some. So, what do you, besides the folic acid and the vitamins that you get from My Breeder Supply, are you giving anything else?
Every once in a while, I'll give them probiotics.
Yes.
But,
right. Do you get worried about giving a probiotic causing diarrhea or upset stomachs? Have you ever seen that?
No.
No.
Never.
So you feel it's completely safe?
The vet told me I could give that probiotic to them every day and it wouldn't hurt them.
Yes.
You can even give it to young puppies, but you've got to half the dose for sure, So when my puppies start in with a bad poop, I'll give them some probiotics because, they're eating poop. So that'll usually straighten it out too. But, keep an eye on it because it could be coccidia or Giardia 1. You need to make sure you stay on top of it to make sure what's going on with your babies.
Fashion forward mum, I skipped puppy mush with my Shih Tzus and I waited till they were almost 5 weeks and introduced them to puppy chow, and then they played with it. But now before 6 weeks they are eating it. They are still with mum. So sounds good. I mean, whatever's working, great. I would say at some point though, you need to get mum out of the equation. You can let mum dry out by cutting her calories back. And
it really pulls mama down. Yep. And she really starts losing a lot of hair, because her nerves. How us moms are.
So that's a great point, isn't it?
If we had 5 or 6 kids at the same age, rowdy and would be pulling our hair out too.
So Sophia, her mum, never really lost any weight. She looked really good. But some dogs, like Kit, for instance, is a small dog. She can look pretty darn skinny when she's at week 4 of her looking after puppies. And
Kit is retired now. She doesn't have babies anymore. She was just able to do 3 babies.
Sonny Jones joined us. Good to see Sonny from Dallas Fort Worth. So Castle Hill says, I have got a great percentage response from good puppy buzz from AKC Marketplace. Many spammers, but your kennel name gets publicity. Okay. And I mean, I think scammers, scamming is always a deal, isn't it? I mean,
they get better and better at it all the time.
On your phone, it says maybe spam, and you don't even answer those phones.
No, if I get a phone call and it says spam on my phone, I don't even answer it. There was one time somebody called and it said spam on the phone, and you answered it, and you said, "How come your phone said spam?" And the guy says, "I don't know." So, but that hadn't happened in a long time. Well, if it says spam, I'm not going to answer it. If you leave me a message on my answer machine and it happened to say spam, and you leave me a message, I'll answer my message machine and then, or my phone message, and give you a call back. But
so this is an interesting thing, isn't it, about this whole spam thing? I do answer my phone calls, all of them. But I mean, I very quickly know whether it's a spam or not, and if it's a spam, I just done with it right away. But the problem, I think, is you're worried about if it is a spam and you respond to it, that they've now kind of got your number and they kind of distribute your number.
Well, and sometimes you worry about them recording your voice, and then you hear about that. So you just don't know what to do. It's so bad.
Sonny says, I use several puppy sites for the last study with no meaningful interactions, just lots of messages from sites asking me to upgrade membership. There you go. So I think that's it. I mean, I think that all these other sites now are probably junk. I think that the only things that make sense would be that you do it yourself, you roll your own, have a website, do YouTube videos, do Facebook, and maybe do the AKC. And I think everything else probably just throw it away. Reigning French Bulldogs, question about umbilical hernias. How do you prevent them from getting worse? Can you use butterfly strips or some tape to be used for ears on top of the hernia to prevent it from pooching out? Okay, good question. And so, Tammy, you want to have a stab at that?
Sometimes umbilical hernias it's just from a thin muscle lining there that rips when they're about 5 weeks old, and they're starting to be rowdy little puppies, and there's a little puppy in there, and they're holding it down and not letting it up, and it's when it's got its other siblings that are fighting with them, they tend to tear that, and it appears about the size of an eraser or a small pea.
But the interesting thing is you typically don't see that at birth, do you?
And sometimes the muscle will cover that over.
Yes,
the older the puppy gets, it'll cover itself back up. If it's a female, you don't have to worry about it.
If you're going to breed.
If you're going to breed. You can always have it repaired when you're going in, having a C-section, have it repaired then.
Well, it is going to get repaired then.
Yes.
It will get repaired then, yeah.
But if it's the size of a walnut, the size of the end of your thumb, then that may be something you may consider on getting fixed. Find out from your vet when's the soonest you could get that fixed.
Why? Why would you?
Because you're afraid of it. If the muscle does start to grow over that and doesn't grow over it and around it, and it squeezes it and it turns purple, then you can have problems.
So what's going on is where the umbilical cord is you've got a weakened muscle area that then opens up, and a loop of intestine wants to pooch through that hole. And if it's just starting to poke through, it's not a danger. But if the whole loop goes through, it can get strangulated. And if that happens, the puppy is going to get in serious problems, and it absolutely has to have surgery. We've never seen that happen. We have had occasional umbilical hernias that have not presented a problem. People will say there is a hereditary link to this. I suspect that's wrong. One of the reasons that anecdotal evidence on this is I have an umbilical hernia that developed about 5 years ago. So I had 65 years of my life without an umbilical hernia, and none of my sisters or parents have had umbilical hernias, and here I am popping an umbilical hernia. So, now, did you have an umbilical hernia from you doing lots of sit-ups?
I did. Was doing some exercises and was doing some setups, and I ripped one, and I had to have it. Yeah, I had to have it repaired.
Right.
Oh, it burned when I knew I did it whenever I
But
was.
you were really getting after doing tummy crunches, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So there you go. So and that would be like the puppies who are playing hard and their puppy popped a hernia. So just keep an eye on it, right? If you have an umbilical hernia and that dog is going to be adopted, don't not tell the people. Now, when you go to the vet, you should be going to the vet to have an examination done within 10 days of shipping or sooner?
Anytime that you have some kind of surgical thing done, you definitely want to tell your customer, hey, we had this done because.
Or it's got an umbilical hernia, but it's small enough, and here's what the vet said: you don't need to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
But don't just send the puppy off and not say anything about it.
Now, do you think it's inherited?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Well, I think.
Well, on the puppies, when they're little, they just split them. And do you think whenever they're born and they have a little bit umbilical, do you think that's?
Well, I mean,
genetic?
one of the things that can happen is, especially with natural births, is that mum is tugging on that umbilical, chewing it off, and she herniates the puppy.
Yeah.
I also, we don't like using forceps on puppies that are being born because the forceps are heavy and they can hang off a puppy. And when you're moving a puppy around, getting it going, you can bump down the umbilical cord with the forceps and cause a hernia. So we don't like that. We like to tie them off as quick as we can and get the forceps out of the way and not have that dragging on the puppy. But a lot of vets, the vets don't have time. They're getting these puppies out as quick as they can. They want to get on with the next puppy. It's your problem. Tie it off. Talk to your vet if you're there. Right. So we'll talk about that. Can you put? So the other part of that question was, can you put butterfly strips or other stuff over it? No, it's not going to do any good. And the reason for that is
it'll bring attention to the other puppies as well.
It's not going to do any good. And the reason for this
is,
if you've got a hole there, the only way that you fix that hole is it has to be cut all the way around the hole so there's fresh meat that can then be sewn together. Otherwise, you won't do any good closing a hole up that's not incised, which will not close. It'd be like saying, if I put my fingers together like this and put some tape around them, will my fingers join together? No, they will not. But if you took the skin off this finger and the skin off this finger, taped them together, after a week, they would be fused together. So you can't just put something over it. It's not going to do you any good. Either it's big enough that it needs surgery. How old's a puppy got to be before you can have surgery on it?
I don't know. It varies.
6 months, I think.
Or
older.
I think even you have to ask the vet because I think
but
nowadays
you're not taking a 4-week-old puppy to the vet saying, I want to have an umbilical repair done on this dog. It's not happening. And by the way, something else, the other elephant in the room here is the inguinal hernia. So that is a different story.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that's in the groin. That's the one that you should not breed those dogs. So inguinal hernias, they're not life-threatening. They need to be repaired, but they should not be bred because they do have everybody's saying thank you for showing this girl off. Be kind as here. Oh my God, she looks like a mama. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Frenchy says that. That is exactly what she looks like.
You look like your mama. Are you twin? I'm prettier than mama. Mama's pretty.
Fashion Forward Mum says, but funny, my Shih Tzus has Beyonce's coloring. We call that Adobe.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, right. Yeah. Jessica Hornick's with us. Hello, Jessica.
I'm going to put her up. I said bye. Look at their little blue
HD
eyes.
Frenchies, where can I see Cody's puppies? I don't see them on Instagram. Well, where's the answer?
Well, I don't know if he's got them. I don't think he's got them.
I'm going to give you Cody's number.
Yeah, give Cody a call.
806.
Let me say it because I say it slower. 806-664-0173.
Give me a call.
The phone number again, 806-664-0173. Call him and he'll FaceTime those babies. They're so pretty.
He gets really busy. He's working for the city these days, so he's the kind of so he gets really busy. So if you don't get a response, text him.
Oh yeah.
And then he can set it up so you can maybe do a FaceTime in the evening. They're very pretty.
And when I say they're nice, thick puppies and they're bully, they are. They've got beautiful shoulders on them. They're just so pretty. Beautiful heads.
Natural Line says, yep, NBA. Koi is my favorite. Yeah, we like NBA a lot. We had nice puppies from him. Ramona Van says, thank you very much. I'm not sure what the question so we talked about folic acid with Ramona. You're welcome, Ramona.
There you go. I know you're going to be upset.
So Natural Line says, yes, mine is thumb size.
I know
I'm not sure
it.
if you're talking about
I'll
you
be back.
personally or about your dog. I think you're talking about your dog. He says she was the runt.
Oh, you know who else we didn't mention on Koi's is Brandon Brioche's dog.
Yes.
Coy Graham. He is a beauty too.
Yes.
I mean, Coy Graham, beautiful curls, beautiful coat.
Rachel he's down in Dallas, Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel just sent me pictures of her
Coy Graham babies.
Coy Graham babies.
Oh, those were pretty.
Very pretty babies.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
really nice structured
Yeah.
babies, I would say. So we used him, and unfortunately we had a small litter, and we've got a retry coming up.
Mhm,
We had one
mhm.
puppy, which is not that's not his fault. That's not his fault at all.
But
And-
anytime you've got a beautiful coat on puppies, oh, it's just pat yourself. It's so pretty.
We haven't.
And then Mando's got a beautiful coat too.
Oh,
our
absolutely.
stud that we have.
Well, Cody's
Mando.
new stud,
Yeah, Cody's new stud.
Cashin.
Holy cow.
Yes.
He is that new shade Isabella, Harlequin Tweed Merle, full fluffy, curls galore, carries pink.
There you go.
Beautiful
We
stud
will-
dog. And I've got the sister, and she's just as pretty, you know.
Other than the fact she's
Beautiful
a
head.
dingbat. She's got to be trained. She's a dingbat. She's a lot of
She's
fun. though.
goofy.
She's goofy, but she's a dingbat.
She's one of those goofy ones, but
Oh, she's
they're
running
fun.
Yeah, she just loves
But
to
the
play.
coats are just gorgeous. So this up and coming stud of Cody's is super. I think they just used him, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a breeding with him.
Oh, he's had like 5 breedings.
Oh,
now.
okay, good.
He hasn't had any puppies yet on the ground, but I think he's getting within a few weeks of having puppies on the
His
ground.
coat's gorgeous.
Well, we'll be using him
And
next time.
Pop went down and saw him, and Pop could not say enough about how beautiful that dog is. He says, "Oh, Tammy," he says, "he's just like Mando, said prettier in person. The dog is awesome. Just beautiful heads, beautiful everywhere."
Motion Only Club says, "What food do you feed?" And Fashion Forward Mom answers, "I feed Purina." So, and then Motion Only says, "How's the poop and the smell?" So that's an interesting thing about
Yeah,
the
because
poop.
when we used to use Purina, man alive, of course, that was years ago when we had labs. It was crazy.
But I'll tell you interesting, Tammy.
It was a lot of poop, and it smelt. And it, I think nowadays they've improved it a little bit.
Sure.
So, to each his own on their dog food that they find. Always read the ingredients, the protein, how much protein and all that, curb fat and all that.
So,
It's important to look at that.
Chanel and Jake, they have a flat coat retriever.
Yes,
Who's there with
but
our
she's
dogs?
on special food.
She gets Purina, a version of Purina. It's not special, I don't think. But here's the interesting
Are
thing.
you sure it's Purina?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's a special food for her and her allergy problem she had.
Oh, is it?
But her allergy problem has improved since they've moved.
Yeah. Well, I was
Away
going to
from
say
all
we
the
actually
pine trees.
ran out of Life's Abundance for a day, and I fed them that.
More than a day.
And they really love it.
Well, anytime you switch a dog food, they're
Yeah,
really going to love the
that's
other.
Probably exactly right.
So,
I'll buy that.
you've got to take my large breed,
Yes. So
Life Abundance.
let's
that I
have some more thumbs up before we come up to the end of this. You get about two-thirds of you
can't
give us
see.
thumbs up. We have
Yes,
you need a few more thumbs
we
up.
need more,
Yeah.
more thumbs up. Hit that like button over and over again.
Yep. So she says maybe it's the Purina One Pro plan they have an allergy, but I think that might well be it. Yeah, it might well be it. Yes. So and this interesting thing about volume of poop and stinkiness of poop. It does change with food, doesn't it?
Yeah. And whenever I changed, Cody talked me about 8 years ago, talked me into this Life Abundance small breed puppy. He says, "Mom, you're going to see a world of difference in these puppies' mess." And so finally I gave up and changed over to, I think I was on IMS back then.
Yeah. Well, I know you used From, you used IMS.
Oh, I used, yeah. But
You've used a
anyway,
number of
so I
things.
changed over to that Life Abundance small breed puppy. World of difference in the poop. Less poop. The smell was less. It was nice. Nice. A breeder's dream on formed
Who's
poopy.
using
great.
Science Diet out there? Because every single vet you go to, they've always got a rack
Well,
of
that's
Science
what you
Diet.
said last week.
Well, I'd like to know who's using it.
I don't know.
We've never used it. Never used it. I think it's
People that don't know any better.
Well, is
Sorry.
anybody using it? Do they like it?
Yeah.
So Nacho Line's going to fix it to go to raw, so I can have less poop and my dogs. Yeah. So, we talked about this last week, about the raw thing. I mean, there's some good reasons that raw makes sense. There's also some good reasons why you don't want to use raw. Certainly, it's a lot more work. I don't think it's going to save you money, but I think probably the dogs like it a lot more, I would guess. I mean, I think they'd be a lot more interested in having raw meat than yeah. But that's another whole conversation, which I think we had last week. So Motion Only Club says from causes allergies because of the chicken. Okay, well, we don't use from anymore. We haven't used from for a long time.
Long time.
We started using from because the
Elk
claim
City.
was it would produce less poop.
Yeah.
But that was 15 years ago.
Yeah, had to be.
Yes, right. I mean, I think one of the
long
things
time
that
I used to use which is it, the canned mush for the puppies?
that is raw canine.
Okay, that was Royal Canine that I used the last time before I went into Life Abundance Puppy.
Oh, the dry food?
Mhm.
That's not cheap stuff either, is it?
Mm-mm.
But neither is Life Abundance. It's not cheap either.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think
But
that the price of the food reflects somewhat on the ingredients and the quality of the food that you're feeding.
Mhm.
It's funny. I got 2 videos with my sister who used to run a
Mother Hubbard.
Mother Hubbard food, so she knows about
Yep.
dog foods. And it was pretty interesting talking to her about this, about how you read labels, because there's lots of shenanigans that go on in the way they put things on labels, so that they can hide some of the crap that's in there, so it looks like it's better than it is.
I know in Life Abundance Adult that there's whitefish, and whitefish is real good, especially for your stud dogs. They need the fish.
Yeah, so when you look at
Fish
labels,
oils.
they have to put the biggest ingredient first. So,
The first 5 ingredients you need to pay attention to.
Yes, but let's say the first 5 ingredients. What they can do is they can break up. The first one might be corn, for instance, which you don't want. If it's corn, they can break that up by calling it 2 different kinds of corn and cornmeal, and then getting them now half of each and getting it pushed down the list. So it's not there. It looks like it's the first thing on the list. I don't know if that's exactly the way to describe it, but it's not just as simple as you might think to read a label and know what's going on. So the important thing is where's the protein coming from is the big thing. Is where's the protein and what are the carbs, and are those there's things that you don't want. I mean,
Are you reading any of the?
No, we're about done here. I think that again, I would recommend that you hunt down. There's a 2-part series that I did with my sister Debbie that's worth watching. Bashford Mums, do you give the Neopar shot at 6 weeks? Yes, we do vaccines at 6 weeks, 9 weeks, 12 weeks. And Neopar is one of many, but Neopar's fine. And we do buy those.
Oh.
Yes.
I was just going to say, when she said 12 weeks, when I sold both my litters, they were ready to go to their new homes at 10 weeks. So I had puppies leaving home at 9.5 and 10 weeks old. And so that tells me, when people are saying, oh, we're in a slowdown, that we're doing pretty good on puppy sales. And so people don't give up. Do your advertising early. Advertise on those groups that we mentioned. Just lots of pictures, lots of videos. I always have people try to tell them, you need to FaceTime me, let them know that you can FaceTime. When they actually text you and want information, say, give me a phone call visit and we'll FaceTime.
You're not giving me a plug for one of my courses.
Oh, sorry.
Breeder101.com. If you go there, I've got like 6 courses now. One of them is all about marketing puppies. It's not a very expensive course, and you own it forever, and you don't have to download it. It's all streamed, and it shows you all the secrets that we've learned over the years that have made a big difference. I mean, I think that if you look at us compared to the majority of people, we probably do a lot better on this, but there's a lot of reasons for that. We have nice puppies. We have great structure. We really look after our customers. We give half-price breedings on females. And we really, all of these things add up to the experience that your customer gets. And I mean, again, I don't want to toot our own horn too much, but like Tami said, the majority of our sales are repeat customers, and that's a testament to how good a job we do. And we teach you what we know in that course, and it comes with money back guaranteed. If you think it's crap, send it back. That's the thing. But go to breeder101.com. It is worth the visit. There's a number of courses there that will really help you. And they're all not my YouTube stuff. They're all separately done just for this in a chronological order about the things that we do from when puppies are first born to puppies leave and how we get to that point and how we make it a success for us. So for those of you who are struggling, There's tips in there that will make a big difference. I promise you, a big difference. And I see too much. And I talk to lots of people who are struggling on this, and I know for the most part why they're struggling. I just don't have time to teach people this. I mean, it takes some time and effort to figure all this out, and it's in that course, breeder101.com. Go there and see what you think. And that's bringing us almost to the end here, Tami.
Remember, Cody has those puppies, 806-664-0173. Beautiful babies, nice and healthy, big, just big heads, just beautiful structure. Structures is what it's all about. The DNA is just the cherry on top. And so some of them carry pink. Pretty babies.
Yep. So Frenzy says, will there be any sales coming up? I'm going to hound Cody. He needs to do some sales for this next month coming up. I'll see if I can't push him to put a sale on, and I'll let you know about that next weekend.
Have Halloween sales.
Exactly. I think exactly what you should do.
Halloween's just around the corner.
Mike O'Brien says, when you pick food, you always pick the one that has meat, protein first. That's correct. Fashion Forward Mum says, I have 20 puppies. I only have 6 left, and none of them are old enough to go home yet. Congratulations. You're doing it right. Good job.
Your lift. Are you having any sales on your lift?
I will do a sale on the lift.
Cody sells the lifts too.
Yes, I'll do a sale on the lifts. By the way, if you want the play gym, if you want the puppy poop tray, you have to call me, James, 580-799-2873. We ship out FedEx the next day. Get them in a few days. You want to have those in your hands before your puppies are 4 weeks old, so you can introduce them that the moment you start. You can make a big difference.
Big difference.
So Neopar is only parvo, somebody's saying here. Okay, so
if you need to call me and talk to me about if you can't get a hold of Cody, my phone number is 580-799-1910, and I can connect you to Cody.
Castle Hill Lab says she was a 2.8 on IDEX on last Wednesday. We wanted to do the AI on Thursday, but they tied that AM. Maybe it was a week later, because you wouldn't be breeding a dog at 2.8. That'd be way early. I don't think that's going to get you good results. 2.8 on IDEX is about 4 days early. Okay. So Dan Hill says that no, Neopar is only parvo. Okay, good. So we do a 5 or a 6 way shot, which has parvo in it. I would recommend that you do that too. Though you could give Neopar parvo shots to dogs that are older as boosters for sure. You don't want parvo. And by the way, we do have tests. Those tests I showed you at the beginning of this thing for the Giardia, we have tests for parvo. We have tests for
Giardia.
Giardia. We have tests for
Coccidia.
No, that's one we don't.
Oh, okay.
That's one. If anybody knows there's a test for Coccidia, I'd like to know what it is, because I'd like to be offering that, because I don't know what it is. I've never seen it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And we had the brucellosis test as well. Is there anything else kind of test?
We've got 4 tests:
pregnancy test,
brucellosis, parvo, and Giardia.
When can you test for pregnancy? Is anywhere from 35 to 40 days.
I say 30 days.
No, you do go too early at 30 days. Wait till you're 35 or 40.
That's fair enough. I mean,
Pregnancy
you don't have to know. You don't have to
well
know.
worth the wait.
Yeah, right.
Then you don't have to test again.
Frenzy says, Tami, when can Sophia make me a Beyonce? So who will you breed it to next time?
Breeding.
You might breed it to Cody's dog.
Huh?
You might breed it to Cody's dog.
Oh yeah, I could get Merles then with pinks.
I would.
Yes, I think I may try that.
I would be doing that, but it's Tammy's choice. So the answer is that could produce some fluffy rohos.
No, it would, not could. Would full fluffies.
Yeah, but
new shade. It will produce new shade Isabellas. It will produce new shade Rojo and Tans with pink on both.
Well, some of them could be fully pink. They'll all be full fluffies, and half of them will be Merles.
Yeah.
So it'll be, and they all have 10 points.
Litter.
They'll have 10 points.
Oh gosh, beautiful.
She doesn't have cream, does she?
No, she doesn't have cream.
So they won't get any creams out of it, which is probably a good thing, actually.
Yeah.
So that's coming. So when do you expect it to come back to heat?
Oh, probably a couple of months. You think 3 months?
So it's 4 months. It was 2 months for the breed. 2 months for these puppies is 4 months. So she's about 2 months away from coming back into heat.
She's what, 14 weeks old now? 12? No, she's coming up 12 weeks.
Yeah. So we're.
She's coming up 11 weeks. Yeah, she's 11 weeks.
A month and a half to 2 months or more. I mean, you never know.
She'll be 11 weeks next week. She's just now 10 weeks.
Sometime around Christmas time.
Puppy.
Be a good guess.
Yeah.
To be bred.
Because I've got all the new babies at their new homes now.
Puppies to be born around Valentine's. And then puppies be ready to go to their new homes around.
We sent
March,
that
May.
puppy. The husband came early that morning, left out of his house without his wife knowing. That would be Holly.
Holly
And
Quaid.
he took home, which we called Ozzy, that little new shade.
Carrying pink.
New shade Isabella carrying pink, full
Husky.
fluffy husky, panda husky.
Beautiful little dog.
Took that to Holly, and she didn't know that she had that dog. And I got a video, and it was the biggest surprise to her. And he's fitting in so good with that dog that they have as well, the little Frenchie. And she's taking him in, and he's just happy as he can be.
David did good on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, David, we kept the secret going for months and months because he probably got that puppy when he was like 4 weeks old, if that.
And they have one of Kit's puppies called, not Romeo, what's it called? It's like that.
Oh, I forgot.
I've forgotten too.
But
Beautiful.
Cody Johnson is the favorite Western singer of Holly's. And so David had called me and said, we're going to call him Kojo. And so it fits him perfect. So that was very exciting. And of course, our other puppies went to their new homes too, and they're just
Romeo. That's the dog they got from Kit.
Yeah, but its name is different.
No,
now.
that was the puppy. That was a beautiful
Yeah.
puppy. He is now 3 years old or something.
Yeah.
A really special looking dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
She sent me a video of Kojo and that dog playing today. It was so funny.
Oh, did she? Yep.
He was all over that female pup. And so anyway.
So fast forward, Mum says you do 4 months from birth the next yeah, typically, yeah. But it can change, right?
Huh?
Well, dogs typically, Frenchies every 6 months is when you think they're going to come into heat, but it could be as much as a year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It could be less.
It could be a year.
Patrick Warren says, thoughts on big ropes?
I like it. It depends. If it's got that big flap over the nostrils, I don't like that. If it's got the big nice rope and it's right at the top of the nose, I like it. But the ones with the huge flap over the top of their nose, I don't like. If they have closed up nares as well, and you got that flap over it, it's hard for them to breathe. So pay attention to your big ropes on how pretty that big rope is, that it's not just hanging over it. I know on English Bulldogs, that's what they like. But to each his own preference, but that's my thoughts on the big flap over the nose.
And
I like the pretty big rope.
You learned something about big ropes?
Yeah.
The other day that you probably should talk about.
You didn't look into it, did you, James?
Not yet, no.
So we can't talk about it.
Well, you can mention it.
Well,
I think there's some truth to it, probably.
I don't know if it's completely true or not, because you were going to...
Okay. Well, what the comment was, and this was from somebody who does know
big rope to big rope.
Be careful on big ropes to big ropes, because...
If anybody has the knowledge about big rope to big rope on breeding, big rope to big rope, please let us know. Chime in, let us know. We need to investigate a little bit more about it, because I heard it was a Shar-Pei fever that can happen. Now, what that is to me, I don't know, but Shar-Pei fever, that brings alarms to me.
So I think what's going on here is, there's people who say, well, how do they get the big ropes in there? Well, the answer is that somewhere along the line, the Shar-Pei DNA got put in there that produced in a line of dogs. They're now French Bulldogs, but they've got some Shar-Pei genes in there. And if you do a big rope to a big rope, you've got these potential 2 genes that can give you 2 copies that can produce a Shar-Pei fever. But we don't know enough about this to either say it's correct or even know.
So if we're saying something wrong, please chime in, let us know. We would like to know information as well.
But I think it's important that you know about this stuff, in that if you do have a big rope and you're going to breed it. So we have a big rope stud, so we should know about this, and we don't. But we have a big rope stud, and so his name is...
I don't know, since we don't have the studs anymore. I don't know the names.
Right, but Cody has it, yes.
Other than the main ones.
Anyway, but the point here is just be aware of this so that you don't. It'd be like breeding a merle to a merle. If you didn't know any better, you'd breed a merle to a merle. You just don't do that because it's not called merle fever, but it's called deaf and blindness.
Yeah.
So you can absolutely run into problems with this. So you avoid that by not having two.
See if anybody chimed in on that big rug.
Okay.
See. I don't think so because we're at the end of the show.
Phantom, that's the name of the dog. Thank you. Got to people know the names of our dogs. Yes.
When we had 18 studs, boy, I knew every one of them's names, and now I don't because I'm not in it anymore.
Castle Labs, you're all so sweet. Love to all blessings and puppy blessings. Good night. Got 2 more dogs to go outside for potty before night. Good, go take care of that. Colleen Bacon, what if you breed naturally and you breed at day 12 or 13? Is there a chance of conception? Absolutely, you bet. If you're going to breed a dog without knowing any better, and you were just going to do it purely off that, I'd breed on day 11 or 13. But
the color of the blood, too.
That's right. There's much better things to also how's the dog behaving towards other males.
On the,
how's the
microscope.
If you have a microscope, just look at a blood smear and see if they've got vaginal quantification of cells. There's lots of other things that would increase your odds. But I would say that if you bred a dog without knowing anything else, just on day 11 and day 13, 60% of the time you'd be successful. That's just a guess. Dope Boy is in Paso Robles, California wine country. Good for you. So somebody says that Phantom's a name, but I don't see Cassian on there. I know Cody's been slow on this. I need to go hound him about getting on there.
There is one of Cassian on there, a video or a picture.
Not on My British Supply, there is.
Well, he sent you pictures.
Yeah, but it's not on My British Supply.
Okay.
But,
it's on our website, lovemypups.com. Plus, if you call Cody, he's liable to send you.
He will have to do that, yes. Dog herpes, how do they get this? So that's canine herpes virus, CHV1. I've got a whole video on this. Go look at it. And I talk about this in great length as to what you've got to be very careful. Something like 70% of all dogs have canine herpes virus. So it is pretty contagious. It's not life-threatening to dogs whatsoever at all, like human beings. But by the way, can you get canine herpes virus from dogs?
No.
No. Most things you can't. Do you know what you can get from dogs? You got to be careful. It's pretty common. Giardia.
Oh, yes, I do know that because Keith Fox, guy I used to work with at the vet there in Western Animal Hospital.
Yes.
No, he didn't. He had a friend in college when they were going to vet school that did come in contact with it. He lost a lot of weight. And it took a little bit for him to find out what he had.
So somebody says, Frenchy Frenzy, blue trindle fluffy carrier bred to Cassian would make Rojo carriers, Merles, and Holopins. Well, the only thing we don't know about here is that you're only going to produce Rojos if your dog carries a copy of the little B gene. Otherwise, you wouldn't get that. So he carries both little b, little co, little co. So you could get chocolates, but whether you get Rojos, and only if you've got a copy of the little B gene. So Wicked Bulldog says Giardia is beaver fever. So what that is, I don't want to go into that. Home remedies. Dope Boy says home remedies for bad breath on poodles, and then we're gonna answer that one. Then we're done. So, any home remedies for bad breath on any bad breaths on any dogs? What do you recommend?
Well, the chewy bones, good kibble, hard kibble bites to break the tartar. But usually, I see bad breath on dogs is mainly on the little dogs, little poodles, and little chihuahuas, and little.
I think that
soft. Anytime you feed soft food, you're going to have bad teeth.
I think that if you've got dogs with bad breath, it's time to go visit the vet, and that dog may need to be sedated.
Yeah, because if that tartar buildup gets bad, they can die.
They get gum disease. They lose teeth.
Yes.
They don't eat.
Well, it gets in the bloodstream, and they can die.
Okay, yeah. So the answer, I think, is if you've got bad breath, is the only. I mean, you can buy brushes, by the way. You can buy dog brushes. You go on Amazon, you'll find dog brushes. You can.
But if they eat hard kibble,
probably
and
better.
You have chewy bones for them, or anything to help remove the tartar, that helps.
So look at our dog, our poodle, Gucci.
She's got beautiful white teeth.
Absolutely beautiful white teeth,
right?
She? And she's, but she's only 9 months old. But if I didn't brush my teeth in 9 months, I'd have some terrible breath.
I make sure she has good chewy bones. Anytime the chewy bones get too rough and tore up, I throw them away and go buy new.
Now, Chihuahuas, Chanel's Chihuahuas, they had to have a lot of their teeth removed when they got to be like 10 years old.
Yes.
Because they were getting rotten teeth.
Well, Phoebe had to have some teeth removed.
She did have
remember?
some teeth removed.
I like to fell over on how many teeth she had to have removed.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, because she eats hard kibble all the time. And
Yes.
so it's just like in humans. There's some people with bad teeth.
Yes.
There's some people with good teeth. And
Yes.
so that
Yes.
really shocked me about Phoebe when on her teeth.
Yes, right. Okay, so there we go. Right, well, we've wasted, an hour and a quarter of everybody's time here, so I think we're going to wind this up.
Please, if you have information about big ropes to big ropes, let us know.
Yes. Right, so that's it really for the questions. There's one more there, but we're not going to answer that because we've got
Cody's phone number again, 806-664-0173.
And my number?
Your phone number
If
for
they want to order
what?
poop trays.
Oh, okay. James's phone number is 580-799-2873.
And the poop trays is special, is not on my website, which is Love My Pups, on the products. It's not there, but if you buy a medium and a large, we're going to throw a small in for this for free. So you can get a small, a medium, and a large, which really makes sense. And those three together, including the FedEx delivery, is $108. So you get about a $30 discount off that. So there we go. We wrapped it up.
See you next week.
Bye, everybody. And I'll find
Bye.
out. I'm going to hound Cody to get some specials going for all of you guys for Halloween.
On mybreedersupply.com.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.
See you next weekend. And well, come on. Come on. I messed it up. Yeah. There we go. Now